Welcome to Fair Game. I'm Kristine Leahy. My guest today is one of the best young outfielders in baseball from the Cincinnati Reds. Jesse Winker is here. It's so good to meet you. Thanks for coming in on a game day.
Yes.
Because I know there's a lot of superstition and stuff that goes on game day and things that you have to do to make sure the day flows right. Do you have any of those?
Nothing. I'm not.
Really?
I'm not that superstitious. I just like to I arrive at similar times on the road, but I have a routine I like to do, and then as long as I get that done. So I guess I'm a little superstitious.
What's the routine? Like, how weird are we getting?
It's just basic, preparation for a game. Nothing I'm not wearing my socks inside out or eating specific food.
I think you might be the only baseball player I've ever met who doesn't have crazy superstitions.
It's too long of a season to have to do just one thing or like 3 certain things before a game. It'd drive me crazy, to be honest with you, so I can't.
I think you're also the first person I've ever had on this show who has 0 social media. Why is that?
I feel like nowadays in sports, everything's out there, and I just appreciate privacy. I think it's one thing that I put a lot of value in it, and I just haven't really gotten out there to have private parts of my life out there on social media. it just doesn't line up for me.
Yeah.
But I understand why. I'm not against it. But I understand why people do it. I think it's really cool. I feel like with all the time I have in a day, I just don't have enough for social media.
Is it easy to be private in Cincinnati?
It is. Cincinnati is like we were talking earlier, it's very slow paced. It's very easy to be private. They love their Reds. Yeah. And I appreciate the support. Obviously, you'll run into some fans, which is just part of the job. It's very cool and it's an honor, but it's easy to be private there.
Well, because I used to live in Boston, and the celebrities there were like the Red Sox players. So if they were ever at a bar, they would get hounded. I'm imagining in Cincinnati, you're the celebrity.
Sure.
So they must approach you when you're out there.
Yeah, it's very similar. But Boston, they've been winning a lot, so I'm sure the fans there, they can recognize them even quicker. But Cincinnati, they support their Redlegs, and it's a very fun city to play for, and like I said, it's an honor. Do
your teammates ever try to get you to be more social? Like on social media?
No, I don't. No. I think it's just personal preference. There's guys on my team right now that are really, really good at it, like Puig and Kemp.
Puig's all over social media.
Honestly, I think he's the best at branding himself, and it's just awesome. It's very, very cool. I don't have the same kind of following that he does. I think I only have 10,000 followers. But, it's one of those things that I think it takes a lot of time, and I think there is a skill with it, and I think he's very good at it.
Do you know that there's an evil Jesse Winker account?
I did not know that.
There is.
No, I did not
We found it, but that's not you.
That's not me. I swear, that's not me.
You grew up in Niagara Falls. I actually just went there for the first time. I think it's really cool.
Yep.
What was it like growing up in Niagara Falls?
So different. I moved to Orlando, Florida when I was 7.
Okay.
So that came from my parents. My mom, really, she always wanted to move to she always wanted to live in Florida. 2 complete opposite cities. I have family in both. And it's just one of those things that every time I go back to Niagara Falls, I see why my mom wanted to move out of there. Not because I'm not bashing it. I love it. I love where I'm from. But my parents felt like the opportunity for us to achieve whatever we want to achieve would be the better outlet would be in Orlando. So, I remember they came in, they said, we're going to move to Florida. And we just packed up our stuff and went. It was pretty cool.
Because baseball wasn't so big in Niagara Falls?
I don't think you're thinking about baseball when you're 7 years old, right?
I don't know.
If my parents were, that's impressive. But I don't think they were. I just think they were whatever we wanted to be in life. I think they thought that moving to Orlando would provide that. And I think they made the right choice with that.
You went straight to the minors from high school. You were supposed to go to the University of Florida. Mm-hmm. Do you ever regret making that choice and missing out on the college experience?
That's a good question. No, because I wanted to go play baseball and I wanted to start my career. Some guys, they wanted to go to college and have that experience. For me, I think I got to see the coolest parts of college. Just at different schools. So if I wanted to go to a basketball game, I could go to a basketball game. During the off season, I got to go to Florida State football games.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I saw some Arizona State football games. So it was one of those things that I got to do the fun stuff of college, and I didn't have to go to class. So I thought that was pretty cool.
So then you spent 5 years in the minors. That was your college instead of college.
It really is. And the schooling is you're learning baseball every day. You're learning how to become a better professional, and you're learning how to become a better ball player. So that was pretty much my school, and that for me, that's all I wanted to do. So it was a perfect fit.
Was it a grind?
It is. The grind never stops. #. But it's one of those things that it is. It's a mental grind just as much as it is physically. So.
How did you find out that you were going to go to the majors after those 5 years?
This is actually a pretty cool story. I'm in AAA, and we're playing the Columbus Clippers, and our first base coach now, his name's DeLionda Shields. He was my manager, and he called me in, and I had stolen a base late in the game, and he told me that we were up like 4 runs. He said I shouldn't be stealing bases like that. Earlier that day, we just had a conversation about how he wanted me to be more aggressive on the bases, so I was kind of like, he was kind of contradicting himself, and I was like, we call him Bop. And I was like, Bop, like, what are you talking about? And then he looked at me, and he kind of kept it going for a little bit. He's like, no, I'm just messing with you. Like, you're going to the big leagues. He goes, yeah, it was really, really cool. It was cool to share a moment like that with him. He was a coach coming up through the minor leagues. I had him a few times, and now we're together in the big leagues. He's our first base coach.
That's cool.
It's really, really cool.
Did you have to go through some rookie hazing?
I don't know. I think that's kind of changed now.
Yeah?
Yeah, I
Nothing?
I'm trying to think. I'm trying to remember. It wasn't too long ago.
Like no vet made you do something or like...
Well, I mean, you carry beer on the plane and like water.
You carry beer on the plane?
Yeah, like there's, like you have you get water on the plane. Like if anybody needs like a beer, if anybody needs like some food, you just go get it for them. But I don't think that's really hazing.
What's the weirdest order you've ever gotten?
I don't know. I would always grab a couple guys M&Ms. I don't think that's really weird. But
that's not weird.
No, but
although beer and M&Ms might not be the best combination.
It's a weird combo, but like it's pretty easy. Like I have 2 older brothers, so my whole life, if they wanted something, I'd go get it, right? And so it wasn't
used to it.
Yeah, it wasn't really a hard transition for me, and I've always had that. I've always enjoyed having that role of being the little brother. Mm-hmm. So if somebody wanted something, I'd go get it. I didn't have a problem with that. And it's not. There's really no hazing anymore. I don't think. It's not like I've heard horror stories, but. We had a bus ride from Milwaukee to Chicago, and we all had to sing a song, and we were dressed in Teletubby costumes.
Well, I would consider that hazing.
It was the last road trip of the year, but it wasn't really that bad. It was fun.
What was the song you sang?
I sang Eminem's Freestyle from 8 Mile.
Oh, do you want to relive it right now?
I don't think.
Is there video of this?
I don't think so.
Oof, I'm going to try to find some.
Good luck. You're not going to find it, but.
All right, let's talk about the clubhouse, because I always am curious what goes on in each clubhouse. I've heard some crazy stories. Who chooses the music in yours?
It's kind of anybody. It could change on any given day. Luckily, there's some guys in the clubhouse that like when I play music, so I've been given the very lucky opportunity to play some music.
Really? Yeah, what are you playing?
Pre-game, I like to keep it mixed. I like to have everybody. I like to keep everybody satisfied, so I'll have some country every once in a while, a lot of rap, heavy rap, but then some Latin music as well, like Bad Bunny or Ozuna.
Oh, Bad Bunny.
He's awesome.
Have you ever translated what Bad Bunny is saying?
I haven't. I don't think in the clubhouse anybody cares about the translation.
It is not G-rated or even PG-13.
So we'll cut that from this, or is it allowed? Bad Bunny.
No, it's allowed.
Okay, we'll keep
you can say whatever you want.
Cool. All right, yeah, I like Bad Bunny. I think he's great.